I want to start off by telling you that fear is a curable disease. I'm going to share some insights into why it's time for you to stop holding back and break the silence by speaking boldly and also fearing less. I am many things. I am a speaker, I'm a coach, I'm a facilitator, I'm a poet, I'm a trainer, a mentor, a photographer. Yes, I'm going to read every single one out. I'm a consultant, an exercise to music instructor, a dancer, and also an entrepreneur. I am more than enough. And this is something that I want to get across to you today. What I want to kind of get your head around is an analogy that I use quite a lot. Now, all of these emotions that you see on the screen, all of the emotions that you've been putting in the chat, imagine each of these to be like bricks. Now, every time you experience this, you put one of these bricks of emotion into a backpack, and then you put that backpack on. You continue to add to that backpack and you walk around with it every single day. You're carrying it into your relationships. You're carrying it into work. You're carrying it into your presentations, your meeting updates, your family gatherings, your networking events. And all of that oozes out of you, whether you realize it or not. Now, emotions are energy in motion. So each of these bricks of emotion that you refuse to resolve will continue to weigh heavily on you and also prevent you from moving to that next level in life because the next level has a weight limit. There are some things that can't come with you, and these fears are one of them. Anxiety is a fear of a future that doesn't exist yet. We have absolutely no idea what is going to come in the future. So how can we know that that will or won't happen? But because we're unable to predict the outcome, we start to, I don't know about you, but when I was in a much more anxious place, I took my GCSE A-star drama certificate and I started Steven Spielberging all of these different scenarios about what would happen in the future. They're going to say this, they're going to do that, everything's going to go wrong, my tech is not going to work. Like all of the things I would start to project as reasons why I couldn't do that thing. And so then what happened is I decided not to do it. Because the more you focus on those fears, the more likely you're going to find ways to validate them with your actions. And so the thought of any fear coming true can be enough not to say anything. Are you insecure? Maybe you're avoiding things because you don't want them to see you, because you don't like yourself. The life that you live keeps you under the radar to avoid feeling exposed. And so I want you to stop hiding. I want you to face yourself and accept yourself. Believe it or not, other people don't see the insecurities that you do until you display them in your fears. The best way to understand the work that needs to be done is to explore your triggers. I know that I have repeating cycles of things because these are things that are unresolved. So things like conflict. I just have this thing, I'm just like, I want to live a peaceful life. I can't be bothered to tell that person that they've irritated me, or I can't be bothered to get involved in that because I just want peace. And this was my way of avoiding it. So what I do is I kind of sit with myself. I've got a journal or just even just a notepad and think about all of the things that just irritate you. And it's not about specifically to do with people, it's also to do with the world. What are the things in the world that irritate you? Because they are indications of how your voice will be used to make change. And so when the reason that I've come into the lane that I do is because I'm irritated when of being oppressed, of using my voice because of my own experience. And so now I'm in a place where I want to help other people find their voice. And so it all kind of links up. And so in terms of doing the work, you then think, right, so if having to have a challenging conversation is something that really triggers me, I'm going to go on YouTube, I'm going to read books, I'm going to have conversations with people, I'm going to do whatever research I need to do to work on that one thing and only focus on that thing. And then when you feel like you're in a good place, then move on to the next. When you try to do too many things, you just feel like you're a fraud or you're a failure. And that's not the mindset we want to be in. So it's about progression and taking steps to move forward.